Welcome back to in today's video. My name is skylines. Today's video, we're going to be adding on a new oceanfront little area to our city. I don't get a whole lot done in this episode, I'm going to be honest, but I start off by building a little main road here, and it's because I did get rid of the 4-lane medium-sized road that went right through here next to our cargo train depot, and trade for making the tracks look a lot nicer and having everything flow better. I definitely like how everything's going now, even with the longer transit time. And now there being like very few roads connecting out towards the harbor and everything out over near the sea. Between the last connection off on over on this side of the train station and between the other side. But I also put in a little museum down here. It definitely, I like kind of how it looks. But I put that in, got the road started to get put in for it, but as I was saying, I cleaned up the tracks after I did that, made sure everything looked nice, and then I also did the last couple of connections that I would be putting into here. And even with there being very few connections now, it shouldn't be a huge problem because now traffic's flowing a whole lot better, so there won't be problems with that. And so, I just added in parking as always for this little museum here, and then I just kind of fiddled around with it just to eventually get this road in and make sure everything was how I liked it. And then I got to work on our upper half of the area, and so I left the bottom half fairly empty other than some houses, but those I'll talk about in a little bit. Up here I put in some services, also parking of course. And because this was only 3 tiles long, I just did the older style parking lots. I don't like these as much just because they're covered, so they aren't as realistic, but they still work. They do their job, do what they're needed to. But I then continued expanding our power lines. These I want to try and have going throughout the entire city. I will probably need to move some stuff around to get them in some places, but I first started by working them down here, and then I just snaked them along the tracks basically until I got them to where I sent one up to our industrial complex up there and also for the rest of the city over on that side, and then one down for our harbors, and then also just to continue on going to other places in our city. And then I moved these temporary crematoriums to a permanent spot for them. Finally, with our power lines, for our substation, just did the normal ones, just used the earthquake sensors, put them below it, and then I also just fenced it all off. I just found some open spots where I could put it, like this little concrete pad here, definitely worked out perfectly for it. That wasn't even planned, but, coming along down towards our harbor here, I brought a power line down along the side of the hill, down to it, and this one will continue out to our cruise terminal, and that's about where we'll stop. But I did give access into the cargo terminal, and this is just how I wanted it to be, and it's just the classic ones that I always do, although I did change it up a bit to where they weren't across just because of the water. You do have to account for that in your buildings, but yeah, I kind of forward with that, and then this is pretty much where I left off, other than adding another power line that goes across to future places in the city. And then to finish up this area up here, I just put concrete aprons all around just to clean up the area. And also, just this way, this was all concrete. I mean, these could be parking. Never really know. I just like putting concrete below our elevated train lines. I think that's what makes it look good. And, I mean, definitely does allow it to stand out quite a bit more. But I played around with the buildings, played around with paths and stuff just to get it how I wanted it to look with all the aprons and concrete and stuff. Finally, to finish off the episode, or not necessarily finish off, still got quite a bit more to do. But, to start our homes here, these would be multi-million-dollar homes here. These aren't anything cheap. These are low-density homes along the waterfront. These would be insanely expensive. And I'm pretty much just copying the design I did for the other ones that we did, in one of the earlier episodes where I did more of a coastal build, where I just did some low density, spaced them out quite a bit, pretty much just really, really expensive homes on the waterfront. And then, with some great scenery behind them, but a shopping center. So I just started to put in a shopping center, pretty much just put the stores all on the main road, just to, well, drive some more business to them. I concrete out the center part here, just like I said, just to make it look nicer and just make it a whole lot more fleshed out, this whole area here. And then just to give power to that stuff, I just put a earthquake detector there. And then I also did expand this shopping center, but more by adding an air lane for some more commercial buildings, because we got quite a bit of commercial demand. Might as well take care of it. Finally, just to finish out this area, I put in parking for our commercial buildings here. Made sure everything had the services that is needed. Fleshed out the area of concrete stuff that would be needed, trees, etc. All the trees I did do off camera. And I also just finished, or not finished out, but started to finish up our multi-million-dollar homes down here. But after I did these, that is it for this episode. Here is the final product. Do hope you enjoyed. If you have, make sure to like, subscribe. Do hope to see you next one. Bye!